I'm Howard.
I'm Johnny.
I'm Brian.
I'm Woon.
Lee.
And we are
Do You Know That?
Hi, welcome to Do You Know That channel, and thank you for tuning in to our first episode. Let us walk you through the topic of climate change. Since 1800s, human activities have been the main driver of climate change, primarily due to burning fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas. So, how are you and me affected? Climate change affects our health, food security, housing, safety, work, and much more. This is the story of the century. For better or worse, you and your family will be part of the story. Stay tuned.
Now you may have certain thought about climate change, such as the sun has caused it and the climate change will destroy the planet by 2030. No, my friend. These myths are not true. Climate change is basically contributed by greenhouse gases and not the sun. Mainly excessive carbon dioxide emission from fossil fuel burned by vehicle, industrial and deforestation activities. Global carbon dioxide emissions from fossil fuels and industry were 37.12 billion metric tons in 2021. Emissions are projected to have risen 0.9% in 2022 to 37.5 metric tons. The two biggest contributors to global emissions are China and the United States, who produced 11.47 and 5.01 metric tons in 2021, respectively, resulting in a rise in global temperatures. The Paris Agreement is legally binding international treaty on climate change. It was adopted by 196 parties at the UN Climate Change Conference in France on 12 December 2015. The 1.5 Celsius figure has become a symbol of global climate change negotiations, and people has mistakenly thought that it was the basis of the 2030 World's End myth. Countries agreed to pursue efforts to limit global temperature rises to 1.5 Celsius under the 2015 Paris Agreement to prevent ecosystem devastation.
Now that you are aware of some of the climate myths, let's talk about some real devastating examples of climate change. Do you know that? Two dams in Libya collapsed. What caused it? Climate change. Imagine a year's worth of rain pouring down in a mere span of 24 hours. Specialists state that climate change supercharged storm dam, which is a low-pressure weather system formed over the Mediterranean Sea, also known as the Mediterranean Hurricane. Director General of the research center known as the Geneva Water Hub, Mark Seto, stated that it was the curse of war and weather that aggravated the disaster. The city of Derna was flooded with over 30 million cubic meters of water. An official death toll of 5,000 was recorded, with at least 10,000 people more missing. Libya, plagued by its very own civil war, a huge span of rainfall in a mere span of 24 hours, as well as Storm Daniel, stood no chance against the devastation caused by climate change.
Do you know that heightened climate change has caused massive rainstorm and flood in Hong Kong and southern China in early September 2023? Torrential rainfall caused flood, shut schools, metro station and businesses. It brought Hong Kong to a total standstill. We need to be prepared for what used to be extreme, but what could become normal. So this is a statement from Hong Kong Observatory Chief, which means extreme weather events, hopes failures, increased health costs and disaster management costs are expected. Hong Kong already saw heaviest rainfall in over 140 years. Already prone to typhoon, there is no doubt that climate change will increase the intensity and frequency of tropical storms, leading to an increase to the flash flooding and overall greater damage to the world.
Now that you know about the devastating effects of climate change, do you know that there are several efforts already made to fight climate change? This including transitioning to clean the renewable energy such as solar, wind, hydro, and also improving energy efficiency, adopting sustainable land use practice, promoting collaboration to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. One example is direct air capture and storage, aka DACs. DAC is a technology that involving capture CO2 directly from the surrounding air and then storing it safely to prevent its releasing into the atmosphere. The importance of DAC can play an important role to removing CO2 from the atmosphere, helping to fight climate change by reducing greenhouse gas concentrations. Another example would be advanced batteries. So advanced batteries refer to the new generation of the energy storage technology that are more efficient, longer lasting, and have higher energy density compared to the traditional batteries. The importance of advanced batteries are essentials for the widespread adoption of the renewable energy sources like solar and wind because they store extra energy for use when the sun isn't shining or the wind isn't blowing. They are also playing a key role to reducing the greenhouse emissions by enabling EVs.
Thank you for watching our first video. Do like and share.
Feel free to comment and subscribe if you find our content fascinating. And do stay tuned for more. Thank you for watching.